All right. Do you want to meet Liquor Pig and Scambo?
Yes.
This is just too much for me. I fucking love this. We have so much Zumock stuff to look at today because, as you may or may not know, Chad has been having an existential meltdown over of all the people who make fun of him. And oh my God, you should see some of the pictures like Dabblers Anonymous are putting out there, like the Legion of Dabblers, Chad Zumock with his stolen credit cards and his gut out, Stuttering John, Tony Michaels. I mean, the amount of mockery that's going into these guys is next
amazing.
Level. It's amazing. It's really good. Well, out of all those people, Anthony Cumia, Carl, Gino, Dabblers Anonymous, all these other places making fun of him, the one that broke him down and the one that got him to emote and go crazy and talk about children and ex-wives and just stop being, well, he never started being funny, but like stop being funny and just like, I'm going to destroy this guy and threatening to like have sex with April against her will, which is rape.
Why do people always go for that one? That's weird.
And then the funniest part about Chad, this is my favorite part about Chad Zumock. Chad threatens sexual violence against a woman and then goes, oh, see, I won. It's like, dude, I think you're the only guy in the world who goes, see that girl who doesn't like me? I'm going to fuck her no matter what. I'm a winner.
It'd be Chad 300 if they knew the truth.
You fly, Chad? Of course not. I'm rotund. Good. You remember that because if your mic jumps out of its stand, you jump out of this plane. Hey, I can't afford a mic stand. Oh, sorry, Chad. Apologize. But his own show, Misery Loves Company, they have him on there as a whack packer to make fun of him. They had him on the show, and they're going, Chad, you know you're a dumb piece of shit for doing what you're doing, like you're having a meltdown. No, I'm winning! And he's shouting the whole time, I'm winning! I'm winning right now! They're like, no, Chad, you're literally, your mind is breaking. But I'm a winner! He yells it in a way where you go, who are you trying to convince?
Yeah, dude. At a certain point, this isn't for us. It's for you.
Yes. I talked shit about a lady's kids, and then I threatened to have sex with her even though she didn't want to. That means I won. It's like...
And then after she, like, stopped following me on Facebook and shit, I was like,
I
wait
stalked
a minute.
her.
Why aren't you my friend anymore? I only threatened you with sexual violence.
Oh, fucking ape-tard. So anyway, Chad has kind of run out of steam.
Okay.
And he doesn't really have it anymore. Not that he had it to begin with, but he tried to do his big steel toe video. Remember when he said, hey, I'm going to try on YouTube now.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a shot. Now, if a bad steel toe, if a poor performing Chad video goes up, within a day it's got 2,000 views.
Right.
A good one, 4,000 to 5,000. So Chad decided, you know what? I'm going to compete with Aaron on his own turf.
Okay.
I'm going to compete with him. And he made a video comparing me to Jared Fogle.
Dude, that's back when you were fat. That isn't even a thing anymore.
Not only that, an ongoing joke on this program.
Yeah.
So thank you for stealing our shit, Chad. And you couldn't even make it funny. Well, Chad decided to compete with us at our own game. And after 3 days, 743 views. 743. Now, don't get me wrong. Talking about me gives him more views than his latest episode of his football podcast did, which is 134 views.
My show does better than that.
So just like his live chats, just like his live streams and everything, without me, nothing. Nothing. And even when he gets to us, and even when he gets to getting around to making fun of us and doing a video about us, it's angry shouting. It's bringing up the kids. It's bringing up all the... He's got the same list now, and he doesn't have anything new. So not only has he fallen apart and had a meltdown, but now he just keeps repeating the meltdown because he has no other line. He's a one-trick pony, which may be worse than being a creepy, stalkerish weirdo. He's also an untalented, uncreative, creepy, stalkerish weirdo. Leprechaun Blood writes, sounds like he won to me. Yeah, I mean, it would be lovely to live in a world where threatening a woman to the point where she doesn't want any contact with you is a victory. Or having a show shit on you endlessly after you talked about their kids and they still keep it to you're not funny, you suck. It's amazing that that would be considered a win to some people. So,
well, he needs it wherever he can get it.
He does need a look. That's the other thing. That's why I laugh so much about Chad.
He needs the win.
He needs the win. Like, do we? No, we've been kicking the living shit out of this guy and knocking his teeth out proverbially.
We win from his attempt.
Right. His attempts make us stronger. So Chad put this out on Twitter, and you guys can tell me if this is cringe. I retweeted it because I fucking had to. He tweeted this out and said, "They drew first blood, not me." And then wrote, "Bring it on, shit podcasters. Nothing is over, nothing." And
you stole our bit again.
And he put his shitty face on Rambo's body.
Could you have found a better picture where you don't look so Well,
like, I mean, come on. What is he?
I mean, it's Rambo, but now he looks like Ram-duh.
But what is he supposed to do? Look what he's got to work with. He's 5'9", according to his last arrest record, which is pretty recent. So it's pretty. He's 5'9", 230 pounds. He's a little butterball fat boy. So what's he supposed to do? Of course, like, this says a lot about Chad's psyche. He is not happy with where his career's at. He's not happy that he has no place to live. He's not happy that he makes no money. He's not happy that he's gone nowhere, and the only way he can get on a podcast is if he allows himself to be the butt of the joke. It's a sad existence. So what are you supposed to do? Talk about your existence? No, you'd go insane, which he's done. So you put because you're a little fat boy, because you're a little chubster, you put your awful face on a ripped man's body because that's what you wished you looked like.
It's like he's the Liver King.
The Liver King looks better.
Well,
both in physical looks and also reputation. So somebody retweeted this. I think it was either Dabblers Anonymous or one of the Stuttering John accounts retweeted this and called him Scambo.
Nice.
So not only is little piggy boy Chad wishing he were a big, strong military guy, but people also took it and flipped it on him. I mean, if this guy isn't Charlie Brown kicking at that fucking football, thinking that Lucy's not going to pull it away this time, I don't know what a better metaphor is for this idiot. So then I retweeted it, and I pointed out a great contradiction in Chad Zumock. He says we drew first blood. What has he been saying this whole time about the things we say about him?
I don't care.
I don't care. Now, a guy who doesn't care doesn't attack children. A guy who doesn't care doesn't sexually harass a woman. A guy who doesn't care doesn't make believe he's a big movie soldier guy because he's really a triple-chinned fatso. A guy who doesn't care doesn't say they drew first blood. So I pointed out, Chad, we drew first blood. I thought you didn't care. We had a battle of funny and you lost. We didn't make him bleed. We gave him brain damage. I mean, Jesus Christ with this guy. So now we've got Scambo. And if you guys want the link to that, here you go. Here's the tweet. Check it out. Chad's Rambo tweet. Do with it what you will. If you want to leave some comments or if you want to copy that picture and make a new Chad meme out of it, oof, that would be pretty fun. So Scambo is the one nickname we have for him now.
Right.
We also have a new nickname for Chad, the Liquor Pig. Why the Liquor Pig, you might ask? Well, thank you to, well, I won't say who, just in case he doesn't want to be identified. But let's just say B. B sent us a video of the recent exploits of one Chad Zumock. And we're going to watch it.
Oh, so like a stage performance.
No. Although there were the same amount of people around at this as there are for his headlining performances. Well, he doesn't really do headlining performances. I guess I could say feature spots. 0. Nobody around. Before we go into it, Bumbaclo says he really doesn't care, guys. He promises. So we've got 2 swings and misses by Chad Zumock this week. We've got a steel toe video that failed to crack 1,000 views.
Okay.
Even though people are watching for steel toe, still couldn't crack 1,000. And making a really cringy, I wish I were a more muscular guy and not a little fat boy, Rambo meme.
A projection pic.
Thank you. Yes. A projection pic. Then you've got the dabblers making him out to be a fat credit card thieving superhero character, which is great.
Also, in that picture, it looked like he had camel toe.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, that's probably autobiographical.
He was the only one who did, which was weirding me out.
So let's now check out the final nail in the Chad coffin. So Chad has already tried his best and failed miserably, while even people who used to be on his side now go, Chad, what's wrong with you? You've lost it. This is a bad look. He's got comedians all over going, dude, Steel Toe humiliated you. They kicked your fucking teeth in. And now you're having a meltdown in response?
And the way you're responding is not really good. I don't really want to be associated with.
Don't really want to be associated unless you're just a lol cow. Like Kevin Brennan, the guy who hosts the show he's on, won't unblock him from anything because he knows Chad's nuts. I talked to Kevin after my MLC appearance. You know, the one where they let me on your show and then wouldn't let you on because I do a better job than you do, which isn't even worth bragging about. I feel like I'm bringing myself to a lower level. Well, anyway, I talked to Kevin afterwards, and he's like, yeah, I'll never unblock Chad. He's fucking crazy. I don't trust him. I have him on the show to laugh at his expense. That's it. Like, I don't even, he told me, he goes, I don't even tell Chad we're going live. I have other people get in touch with him because I don't want to talk to the stupid fuck. Like, Kevin 100% has Chad on so that he can be a laughing stock. And Chad never disappoints. He's got his face in the chat the whole time. 60% of the comments on an MLC live stream are about how bad Chad sucks. And he just reads them and gets mad. And then he'll tell a story on the show and Kevin will go, yeah, cool. Anyway, Gino's gay. Like nobody, this poor guy. Now I understand the Rambo picture. The Rambo picture is everyone makes fun of me. I'm 5'9", 230. I'm 50 years old. I got no career. I don't have any place to live. I'm shouting into a camera. I'm shouting into a phone in the middle of a neighborhood that's not mine. I get why he wants to be Rambo. I get why he wants to have this idea that he's some kind of destroyer or conqueror. I couldn't face the mirror if I were this guy either. Could you? I mean, you've got MS for fuck's sake. Would you trade places with Chad Zumock?
Hey, why do we got to put it there? Why we got to put it on me all of a sudden?
Look, you have a crippling disease and would rather still be Chad Zumock. Or would rather still be you than Chad Zumock.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd rather be Chad Zumock. What the fuck are you talking about?
See, he got offended.
I'm at least funny, all right? I get put on comedy shows as an actual paid performer. Audience members show up. I make them laugh and I leave. I don't assault anybody. I don't threaten to assault anybody. The last time I got accused of stealing a credit card is because someone misplaced their wallet.
Yes. By the way, somebody came up with the theory that the reason Chad hates April so much is because her abbreviation of her name is APR.
Oh.
And they put that up on Twitter. Mersh from Nightwave was like, this is fucking hilarious. So add more people to the list that think Chad is a buffoon. So let's watch giant orangutan gut Zumock here.
Yeah, dude, you're looking pretty big in the front there.
Doesn't he just look like a guy who's given up?
He looks like a guy who definitely remembers the cool days of being a cool high school guy.
Oh, no.
You know, when you didn't have to work and you still had a flat stomach, and it's now, whoa, not the case.
So he's still, we know this is a recent video because he's got those shitty headphones in that he uses to broadcast, which are not broadcast quality headphones, Mr. Radio. This is Chad inside a liquor store.
Well, given what's happening here, I can't fault the man for not being able to afford equipment.
This is Chad. He's got, look at that. There's the bottle. He's got a bottle on him. He is placing it underneath his shirt.
In his pant leg.
And then walking, and he's got he's got a shitty fat man walk. He's got like the shit his pants chubby guy walk.
Oh yeah, because he's also nursing a bottle on that left leg.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's got it. His body balance is all off because he's a big chunk.
He's trying to adjust it.
Oh, no, Chad. The story just gets sadder and sadder with each development. I can't afford booze. I have to steal a liquor bottle. And here's the other thing. So Chad just recently got off probation for the credit card theft.
Okay.
He decided to do an episode explaining the credit card theft thing. Because
that's not a good idea.
Nothing is ever Chad's fault. That's
Right.
another thing. Like this is why this guy will never change, and he'll probably break the law again very soon, and he'll probably be in trouble again because he's never gone like a good 5 to 10 year stretch where he hasn't broken some kind of law. There was drunk driving a couple of times. There was stalking. He stalked a woman. And there was credit card theft. There's booze thievery. And he'll do something else. He just will. He can't help himself. Chad is just a sad, miserable case of a man who will never catch a break because he'll never put himself in a position to be anything close to successful. He's just too much of a destruction. He's too much of an abortion. He's just too much of a sad sack to ever get out of his own way, to ever create something for himself. It'll never be his fault. He'll always be the victim, and he'll always be a little fat man who wishes he was John J. Rambo like he's 10 years old.
Oh, but the stalking thing, man, that one always bothers me. Like,
Well, the stalking one makes sense. Like, he stalked April for a few days.
yeah.
He stalked her. So this is a guy, now that his probation is up, he decided to do an episode on his Patreon and put it in the $30 tier, which nobody is on. He makes maybe $500 a month from Patreon at most. Maybe 300. I don't know. But it's not enough to live. And he has no other source of income other than opening gigs, which pay maybe $100.
Maybe,
and you do
depending
3
where.
or 4 of those a month if you're lucky. So he doesn't even have enough money to have a place to live. Somebody gives him a place to live. He's a charity case. He did this $30 episode. And I'm not going to fucking pay for the thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
I listened to Carl on Who Are These Podcasts, and they played clips of it. And wouldn't you know it, Johnny, it wasn't his fault. It was just a case of, well, they charged me with it, and I don't think it was me. Or no, the lawyer said, I can try to convince a jury that that's not you. Like, everything he used to defend himself was not, I'm innocent, I didn't do it. It was all his lawyer going, well, here's the loophole we could play, and then here's how we could maybe look like it wasn't you. In his big grand defense of his credit card thievery, never once did he deny that he stole the fucking credit cards.
Lawyer fucked me.
Didn't do it. Lawyer fucked me. So Mr. I didn't do it wouldn't go to trial because there was too much evidence against him that would have made him guilty, so he pled out. Chad, those of us who don't do it, there's not enough evidence to show we did. Nobody knows who you are. So you're not important enough to frame. So it's not like this 77-year-old man at a gym went, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to make it look like this 45-year-old whippersnapper stole my credit card.
It was one of those cops like, now's my chance to stop this hot shot Chad Zumock.
Jesus, Chad.
It was the FBI. They're like, hey, man, we've spent a lot of time burning down American citizens. We've taken out, many, many black leaders with cocaine and drugs. Now it's time to focus on one fat middle-aged white guy who has no career.
Chad Zumock.
Just to balance the scales.
He likes to make those jokes about the Walmart on Dale Mabry in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe instead of making jokes about it, he should get a job application. I mean, you know how bad that guy's going to have to fumigate that futon after Chad's done with it?
Dude,
failed comic farts and the sweat, the flop sweat and the BO that's going to be caked on. You might as well throw it out. It's not going to get clean.
I mean, everybody knows if you have a futon, you got to put a cover on that thing.
Yeah, especially if you have a wild animal like a Chad Zumock sleeping on it.
I mean, I just have cats sleeping on mine, and I'm like, cover the shit out of that thing.
It's got to have bed bugs, right?
With him or
to.
cats?
Him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's got to have bed bugs.
Now I'm worried I got to fumigate my futon.
So the issue with Chad and the reason he's not going to stay on the right side of the law is because, A, this guy never has. He got a drunk driving thing that got him fired from radio. They were looking to fire him anyway. He was like basically
It was an easy contract cancellation.
Yeah, he was basically a part-timer. When you're a third mic on an afternoon drive show, you're a part-timer. But he had that, and it wasn't his fault. He claims that he had a couple drinks, got sleepy behind the wheel, passed out, I'm sorry, not passed out. How dare I? Fell asleep at a red light and then rolled into a tree. Because that always happens. So he can't cop to that. In the stalking thing, he claims he was the hero, even though he violated a restraining order. And then in the credit card thing, he's got all kinds of excuses. He doesn't learn anything from any of his mistakes. And mark my words, Chad, you're going to fuck up again. You've probably fucked up enough with us that there's something in there that could be actionable. But someone said, oh, he called you a pedophile. You should sue him. I'm not going to. I can't for two reasons. One, he doesn't have anything to sue for. He's got maybe
blood from a stone.
Right, $200 to his name, maybe. And number two, I have to prove that anything Chad said lost me money. Chad is not an influential person. There's 5 people on his live stream at a time. If Chad says something about me, and this is what I've told April, if Chad says anything about anyone, it goes into the ether. It doesn't exist. The only people on Chad's side are people who want to egg him on to watch him melt down. And that's the most tragic part of this whole thing. So Chad's going to fuck up again. Chad's going to be...
Looks like he already did.
Looks like he already did. He can't help himself. And the reason he can't help himself is because the call is coming from inside the house. He cannot stand that it's over for him. You're looking at 50. You don't peak at 50. No career, no job prospects.
So you're saying I really got to get going.
You got to get moving.
Fuck.
You've also got multiple bad items on your record if anyone goes to look at an apartment for you or a job application for you.
I mean, don't tell them that, but yeah.
You're done, man. And he says he opens for Florentine. He doesn't. He opens at the club when Florentine's there. That's a lot different than opening for Florentine.
Yeah, you don't travel everywhere that Florentine does opening for him.
All right, we've had our fun. Let's see what the audience has to say about this whole thing. Sad Chad. Oh, no, there's Sad Chad. There's Scambo. There's Liquor Pig. Now he's the Liquor Pig. By the way, if you guys want to make a shitload of like Liquor Pig memes about Chad and you want to make Scambo memes, I say go for it. Just make sure you tag me on Twitter. I'd love to see him and laugh. Chad has started a new passion. He picks up trash on the side of the highway for the state of Florida. Not long. Not long. Zen Rhino says, Aaron, I'm loving the video that Chrissy Mayer uploaded where she says, you and April love to quote Pulp Fiction. Oh, well, thanks, buddy. Obnoxious John says, is Aaron mad at us? Not shouting me out for Scambo and blocking Why Do I Podcast? Kevin's chat isn't showing?
We wouldn't be blocking Why Do I Podcast.
If somebody fucking blocked Kevin from Why Do I Podcast, then I'm upset with them and they got to go. But Obnoxious John, if that was you who did Scambo, yes, shout out to Obnoxious John. Follow Obnoxious John on Twitter. He's fucking fantastic. I couldn't remember who did it. I'm sorry, Obnoxious John. Zen Rhino says, Chad gets 5 people. Whoops. Chad gets 5 people during a live stream. Those are hula girl numbers. Bumbaclo says, Crib Death is funnier than Chad Zumock.
Oh, my God.
The Trafficking African says, if Chad went to prison, the blacks would give him a Glasgow smile on his booty hole. Does not sound pleasant. Bumbaclo says he bombed so hard at Kevin Brennan's roast, ISIS took responsibility for it. Oh, that's another thing he defends himself on. He claims that he did very well. We played that on the show. It was a fucking abortion.
No, that was bad.
It was really bad. Chad Zoostalker, somebody says, I don't know. We got so many good, concise names for him. Stevie Lou says, shout out to Simone's Liquors in Lakeland, Ohio. That's the liquor store that video is from. Oh, God. And just the way he shoves it in, he's so desperate to get that bottle. He just can't wait. There's probably some alcoholism in him, too. Like, that's probably another reason for the bad behavior and not taking responsibility. Addicts never take responsibility for their behavior.
That's not true. I take responsibility all the time.
Well, then congratulations. You're not an addict.
Ha ha! Hear that, medical professionals? It's not true.
Fred Eisenhardt says, my ex opens for Louis C.K. They actually bring you on the road when you open for someone. Chad sucks. Right, exactly. Did you see Chad's fake flight itinerary to Rochester that wasn't completed? Oh, yeah, that was the saddest thing. So Chad's like, maybe I'll go to Rochester for DabbleCon. And he showed, like, the flight schedule before you hit checkout. So he's too broke to afford the tickets, but he wants people to think he's going.
So he made it look like he...
Oh, it was so bad. It was the worst. Like, every time he tries an own, it just, 4 fingers pointing back at you kind of a thing. Chad says he's never smoked weed. I agree. That would calm him the fuck down a little bit. But, yeah, I think with Chad, there's trauma from childhood. There's a drinking problem, inability to take responsibility for anything. And he's fat. He's out of shape. That makes you unhappy. He's in really gross shape. That'll make a guy angry. And he's got no career. And like he has a terrible decision now. Keep raging and falling apart, or try to pick yourself up at 50, change direction, go into private life, which he should do. He's not qualified for this. And
Is
try
there qualifications?
to be funny. He's not qualified. Draw an audience. He's not qualified. Every metric possible, I've bested you, Chad. Every metric possible, Johnny's bested you. Johnny came up with the thing that's in every chat room every time you're in something. Johnny?
I'm a fan of Chad.
I'm a fan of Chad. In every... Buddy, I know you think you're doing well. In every...
He thinks he has fans.
I mean this, Chad. In every metric possible, I'm better than you. Let that sink in, and then you can rage later. You know who else is better than you? My kids are better than you. My wife is better than you. Everybody is better. Corey Adam is better. I'm just kidding. Corey's great. Corey's better than him, but I don't mean it that way. Are we talking about Chad or Tony Michaels? Hey, respect to Tony Michaels. Tony Michaels is way above Chad. Tony Michaels goes live to talk about his bullshit, horseshit, hacky political takes. At least he has 1,000 people watching him.
Yeah, there are people that are actually paying attention to him.
Yeah.
So,
jailbreak time to unban the victim's boss. What's going on with Kevin? I hope Kevin isn't banned from the channel. Whoever did that is fucking out of here, man. I like Kevin. Maybe our chat moves too fast. I can't see him being hidden from the channel. I do not see it. Maybe he'll get in touch with me. Maybe he'll message me. I don't know. Somebody. Oh no. Omanite in Odd Places made this one. We have our first Chad meme. Bring it on, shit podcasters. Scambo, first drool. Nothing is over. Nothing. Oh, boy.
only way it compares, he had a little drool.
Yeah, and if you guys could wipe out like all the stuff he put on there, I don't know if you can, and then put your stuff over it.
That's a fair amount of work, but it's doable.
I don't know. Let's see if we get some good ones in there. I feel honored you're doing a segment with that name, says Obnoxious John. I'd feel more honored if you followed me back. Well, then in that case, here you go, buddy. I am a follow back girl, as it were.